At your job, do you ever have to deal with a nose roller? How about a snub pulley? Well, if you're installing a new conveyor belt system, dealing with the different components can sound like you're speaking a foreign language. Luckily, you've got a team ready to help. Grainger's technical product specialists are fluent in maintenance, repair, and operations. So whenever you want to talk shop, just reach out. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A common sense recap of the day's biggest stories. It's John Catsimatidis and Rita Cosby. Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
Joining us, John, we have now our first guest. We have Senator Tommy Tuberville, the great coach from Alabama.
Auburn.
Exactly. From the state of Alabama. Come on. I know my football guys. Senator, it's really wonderful to have you here. This is Rita Cosby with John Catsimatidis. We have Congressman Peter King and also Judge Richard Weinberg. Do you see this around the country, this momentum towards President Trump? We were just talking about all these latest polls, this new one coming in, clearly showing movement where he is at least tied or if not now ahead, especially in a lot of these swing states.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt. Thank you, Rita. Thank you, John, Judge, Peter. Good to talk to y'all again. But we're seeing all kind of momentum. We travel the country. We've been working mostly. My group has come across the finish line, but you just hear all kind of momentum for President Trump. And as President Trump goes, so will Congress, so will the House, so will the Senate. And so we're keeping our fingers crossed that people continue to listen to the truth. I just heard you say a few things a while ago. These people are anti-American, they're anti-Christian, they're anti-Constitution. And people better wake up and smell the roses, because the future is there for all these young people that right now are saying they possibly could vote for Kamala Harris. I can't imagine that. People voting for their own demise.
Not only Christians, I don't think they're like Jews either.
It's one of those things, John. Of course, I'm on the Armed Services Committee, and we deal with the Democrats, and of course, they're all for the Ukrainian war, and but they're all for the Palestinians. They're not for the Jewish people. They a lot of them say they are, but they're really not. They want a ceasefire. They keep hollering ceasefire. Sooner or later, somebody's got to win a war over there, and I think Netanyahu has decided. Him and his cabinet have decided, hey, we're going to win this war. We're tired of backing off when we should put our foot on the pedal to the metal, and I think they're going to have a good ending, for the state of Israel.
Senator Tuberville, as we're talking about all this stuff, you may have heard what Kamala Harris, and everyone's talking about this. There's these protesters that were chanting Israel genocide, and she's like, wait, what he's talking about is real. It reminded me of when President Biden during the DNC, same thing. Those protesters out there have a point. I mean, what is going on with these people? And Israel is our greatest ally. I never thought I'd see a day where you see the U.S. administration, Biden, Harris, undermining Israel at every turn. And now there's this leak also as well. Yeah,
of course, we're leaking oil everywhere in Washington, D.C., to be honest with you. But, it used to be a country one for one, one for all, but not anymore. Since I've been up there the last 4 years, the Democrats they have drawn a line, from American values, things that America used to be about, but everything is against the American people now. They've drawn a line in the sand and want everything to work towards socialism, and and we're getting sick of it. And I think the American people are. Prices are sky high, borders open, crime, and of course, being in New York City where you live, you can see it firsthand. But I think the American people across the country now are waking up and seeing things. Wait a minute. We're losing control of our neighborhoods. Even rural neighborhoods are losing control with all the people that are coming in from other countries. And of course, the Democrats want to defund the police, which makes no sense.
Absolutely. Congressman Peter King.
Yeah, Tommy, this is Pete King. Great to have you on. We're up here in New York, but getting back to the election, down in your part of the country, how does it look in Georgia and North Carolina?
Well, in the South, it looks good. North Carolina, of course, they've had that terrible a hurricane and the problem with a lot of people still missing, not a lot of help out of the Biden administration. They could care less. They keep saying FEMA's broke. FEMA's not broke. They just don't want to spend any money there and help the American people. They'd rather spend it on the illegal immigrants coming into the country. But, Alabama, we're having a problem right now because we're trying to clean up our voting rolls, but the DOJ has come in and shut our Secretary of State down and says you cannot keep people from voting that are non-citizens or that are still on the voting rolls, and they may be there illegally. What about California? What DOJ needs to go to California and work on their voting rolls. Don't worry about Alabama. Alabama, we're doing the best we possibly can to keep ours clean as possible. One thing I want to tell you, everywhere I go, nobody asks all over the country, not about the economy, not about the border. The first thing I ask about, Coach, is my vote going to count? And this is going to be a serious deal now. If they don't feel like it's a fair election, I don't know what will happen. But it's just you hate it that you see that the American people have that much concern over something that should be very, very simple about having a fair election.
Senator, it's Richard Weinberg. Good to talk to you again. The problem is that the federal Constitution is very clear. Only citizens can vote in federal elections. So when state and local governments work to make sure that they have honest elections by making sure that only citizens can vote, why are they being sued by the United States Department of Justice? Why isn't that election interference?
Well, the word we get is they said we waited too late to do it. It's too close to the election. We've been working on this for 4 years, and they've been cleaning up the rolls for 4 years, but it's just another way that they can try to get around this to where they can judge, where they can just basically say, hey, it's our way or the highway. But, the DOJ has been weaponized. All the three-letter agencies have been weaponized against the American people. And again, the one right that people have in this country is to vote. And if they don't feel like it's a fair vote, their vote doesn't count, we're going to have more problems we ever thought about having with illegals coming in this country because the American people are going to stand up.
Coach, last question, and we'll let you go. I know you got another appointment. What's the number one item that's bothering some of your voters when they go and vote? I heard it was the price of gas, the price of food.
Well, the economy is always the first thing they talk about, John, because the prices are sky high. In grocery stores, gas stations. I heard yesterday people say, President Trump is in McDonald's, and I think you're the one who told me this, that French fries are up 44% since this administration took over. 44%. And that's reaching the average person. That's reaching the middle class. That's reaching for people that they're struggling to find ways to make ends meet. But the economy and then immigration's next, and then, of course, crime. Those three things are on people's mind more than any all the places that I go, which are about 6 or 7 states across the country.
Well, thank you, Coach. Thank you so much, and thank you for visiting New York today. And God bless you, and God bless America. And I'll tell you, 15 more days to go.
Grab a hold and hold on, John, is all I can say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator.